Okay. Hi everyone. Thanks for joining me for another one of these Viking playing videos. So, fun fact: this is actually the second time I'm doing this. Okay. So what I'm trying to do now is a little bit different from the usual gaming experience. This is me playing something else, and I'm actually going to talk a little bit about creating music instead on this cool thing called audio. So audio is actually a music generative uh, engine, sort of like the LLMs, the large language models for writing. By now you will know what ChatGPT is all about. You even Meta AI is currently being pushed out to almost all of Meta's services like Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp. Okay, of course you know about that already. You also have heard of Mid Journey, and you have played with things like Mid Journey and even ChatGPT has this thing for the paid service where you can generate art, and even Gemini on Google and so on. So this is all becoming very common. So music, however, is the next area that is crazy good. So I'm not sure whether there's any demand for this. I just thought it'd be a little bit fun, uh, especially now because something is wrong with the Fortnite server. So I'm suddenly not able to play Fortnite. And just when I was going to talk about the hedonic treadmill, which is something that I will leave for another future episode about seeking pleasure in the activities that we do and understanding the entire process of how your brain uh, gets hooked on something. Okay, I was going to talk about that. Ironically, Fortnite is down for some reason. So matchmaking is down. I couldn't get into any of the servers, and therefore I'm doing this instead. And like I said at the beginning, the stupid thing about this is I've done this before. Oh crap. Ha! Okay. See? Well done. Okay. Okay. I didn't understand how, or rather, I'm not so used to OBS Studio, which I'm using to record this. So the previous time round when I did this, I didn't record the screen. So I've been talking to myself for 1 hour plus previous time round, going through the whole process of creating music, and I couldn't use anything. I almost did it again. Okay? That's how stupid this is. I almost did it again, but luckily, okay, see, experience. Since I've done it before, now I know how to look at my screen and understand that, oh, I'm going to do this again. And luckily, I trapped this before it became another 1 hour of wasted recording again. Luckily, saved. Okay, so anyway, we are going to do some music today. I'm going to run this quickly through because, like, uh, like I've always said, I'm not qualified to run any tutorials. I'm not qualified to do any, or rather, I'm not interested in doing tutorials. So I'm not going to run you through and explain to you exactly what is happening. Or this is step by step. This is what we'll do uh, to create music. But no, it's more of, and if you don't know by now and you have not been following anything that I've done so far, okay, uh, yeah, okay. So if you have not watched a single video, let me start again. This is I don't know which is this is the fourth or fifth video in the entire series, where the whole idea behind this is just a gamer dad doing something. It's almost like a meditative thing. It's like a meditation, watching me work on something. So whether it's playing games or whether it's I don't know what else this can be. So in this case, I'm creating music. So doing something and bring you along. And the idea is that as I'm doing this, I'm learning something about myself. I'm sharing a little bit about life in general. And eventually, this would become something that I hope my kids would benefit from if they ever watch this some day further down the road. Even if they are watching now or anything, kids, this is actually for you. So it's a little bit of like a meditative exercise for myself to note down my thoughts throughout the day, for me to unwind, and for you, if you are into this kind of thing, to join me on this journey and to see what we uncover along the way. Yeah. So anyway, just to share a little bit. So what I'm going to do now is, and I've done this a few times before. So I'm going to show you quickly how amazing things are at this moment. From coming out of a quick idea for a song to eventually turning it into something that can be turned into a demo. And then maybe if I'm interested, I will also show you how I do mixing after that. Some basic rudimentary music production. Okay, what's the thought process? For me, it's just purely fun. Okay, so what I would want to do now is I'll just jam. Let's come up with some ideas. So the one I'm using now is it's called Claude. So it's one of the large language models, the LLMs. Uh, I think in terms of emotions, is on par with something like GPT-4, OpenAI's GPT-4. In fact, the GPT-4 is actually a paid version. I feel that so far with Claude 3, this size of model right now, which they're offering for free, is actually pretty good when it comes to emotional content. They have actually trained their model quite well. Okay, so let's start with some ideas. I'm looking for a piece of music that is, I like EDM. So I like EDM and I like something that reminds me of my youth, something that comes from the 2000s, and something that makes me want to dance. Okay, so let's try. Okay, uh, help me, help me with lyrics for a 2000 and EDM track from the 2000s. Okay, on love in the age of AI. Okay, so that's something fun for me. So let's say age of AI, where we don't even know what is real anymore. So we are questioning if what we see is real. So come from the perspective of a person asking if what we feel is real. Okay, let's see what it does. Okay, so it's going to generate some ideas. So the way I work with AI, if you don't know, is I found that very early on, 1 year ago, as I was experimenting with this, is that these LLMs are very useful tools. They are very good for brainstorming as a first step. So I would actually have different steps So brainstorming is usually the first step, and then I'll work with it. Okay, so now this is the idea that he came up with. Is this simulated reality? What is truly you and me behind the scenes, the AI dreams? Can we trust what it all means? Is this love for real or just codes that make me feel? When the world is virtual, can our hearts be actual? Okay, it sounds a bit too wordy. Okay, so I'm gonna say let's work on the chorus, have a bit less words, and let's focus on repeating some phrases. I like is love for real. But don't really like the rhyming pattern of virtual and actual because it doesn't really sound good. Okay, let's tighten the chorus. Is this love for real? Beyond the codes that make us feel. Is this love for real? Is this love for real? And nothing is as it seems. The algorithms analyze, predict just how emotions rise, but somewhere past the data stream, our hearts remain supreme. Is this love for real? I really like Is This Love for Real? So, uh, okay, never mind. Let's just work with what we have. So the chorus is this love for real? Is this love for real? Beyond the codes that make us feel, is this love for real? Let's give this a try. So I'm just going to copy this. I'm going to go over to Udio. So Udio, I'm not going to tell you how to register for a free account. The amazing thing is this is free. Okay, it's free. I'm going to show you how quickly you can come up with some ideas. So of course, you can just spitball and then just throw some ideas in. But let's try something else. Let's listen to some of the things that are already generated and then try to find something that may be in the same style so it's easier. Of course, you can straight away just put in the kind of style and they give you some suggested text really, like down tempo and so on and synth pop. But I want to have this other approach, which is listening to something that has been done. Let's try this. You can eat, feel that sugar rush. I like this funk thing, okay. Actually, it's quite good, but we're going for EDM today. Let's try EDM. Okay, no, not this. I'm claiming stakes. Yeah. Break my ground, watch me elevate. Yeah. Do you hear how good this is? This is really amazing. Yeah. Okay, so to be honest, I've done things like this before. Yeah. I've actually gone through this before. I would really want to just repeat what I've done. Okay, let's just do that. Okay, so these are the ideas I've actually generated. So you can very quickly just in fact this came from my previous rounds of wasted recording, which I didn't record anything, so this was from there. So the prompts previously was this: dance pop, electro house, electro pop, and so on. So I really like this. Okay, eventually this track will be shared. Okay, but I'm not going to share this now. So I'm just going to show you this. So the tags are just this. Like I said, to be honest, I'm cheating already because this came from my previous tag. But even then, my generation is current. It's real now. Okay, so I copy my my text that was generated from Claude 3. Okay, so then I'm just going to add brackets for chorus. And then I'm going to generate. Okay, let's just generate. Okay, so it's doing the generation right now. So you can see it's free. They give you some monthly generation so that to try to control a little bit so that everyone doesn't just jam up the entire system. But it's still free. Okay, so it's appearing here. These are my generations. So what you do is that you give me a name and you give me some kind of art based on my name. So currently these are still, it doesn't really look that unique. So they have this red and blue different art. Okay. And so currently they are calling this codes of the heart. Okay, let's listen to the thing. Okay, so the first one is done. It's less than 1 minute. How long was that? Okay, let's listen to the first one. Not bad, but let's listen. Whoa!
Yo, listen up! Let me break it down. The Four Noble Truths.
Oh, no. That was another one.
Is this love for real? Beyond the codes that make us feel. Is this love for real?
Not bad. Okay, not bad. So it's not bad, but it's still not really what I like. Doesn't. Okay, how about let me just write a bit more beyond the codes that make us feel. Okay, so is this love for real? Is this love for real? Beyond the codes that make us feel. Is this love for real? Is this love for real? Let's see what other ideas we can get from this. Okay. In fact, I can go back, okay, and I can ask Claude. I say, I like this chorus. Can you help me think of another second variation that sounds like beyond the codes that make us feel? To finish the chorus. Beyond the virtual seal, through the matrix reveal, beyond the codes that make us feel. In this simulated ideal. I think behind the virtual seal is nice. Let's try. Behind the virtual seal. Let's try. I think this will be good. So I'm basically doing a regeneration. So if you are familiar with running something like Midjourney, in fact, I'm actually going to be playing around with these kind of systems as well. I have a bit of experience, and I think it's pretty fun as well to run some storytelling ideas that way. Eventually, I might do that. So if you're familiar with working with all those systems, you know that a lot of the process is actually regeneration. It's just remixing, asking it to regen again, asking it to run this again. Yeah, so a lot of times it's like that to find the idea. And I'm aware, and I'm not going to be discussing the problems now where there's actually a huge issue where we are not sure how they are training these systems.
Is this love for real? Beyond the codes that make us feel. Is this love for real?
Okay, this isn't as good. Let's listen to the second one.
Is this love for real? Beyond the codes that make us feel. Is this love for real? Behind the virtual seal.
Oh, I like it. I like it. So what I'm liking is this part where there's this loop that actually sounds pretty good. Sounds like a hook. So let's try this. Okay, so I think we have a winner. We have the first part. This sounds like something I can dance.
Is this love for real?
I like this. Okay, so let's try to extend. Okay, so let's extend the next section after the chorus. Okay, so we have this. Is this love for real? Is this love for real? And then you have that crazy keyboard sound. Okay, that's nice because it sounds like code, right? It sounds like code, so we're moving. Okay, so let's try this thing. Let's ask this. Okay, let's take the ideas from Claude 3. The first verse. Okay, I think this sounds like a good first verse. Okay, so let's extend after this. So essentially, we have the chorus. The chorus will. I'm thinking in terms of the structure of the music. So I'm thinking that I will have a intro that quickly goes to chorus. You listen to the chorus first, then you have maybe an instrumental break. Okay, let's try an instrumental break. So after this, we have an instrumental. Okay, let's write it in. So, instrumental. Okay, then verse 1. Okay, so verse 1 will be this. In this simulated reality, what is true? Maybe what is true between you and me behind the screens, and can we trust this? Wait, it doesn't really rhyme. In this simulated reality, what is true? Okay, what is true between you and me? Behind the screens, can we trust this? What does this mean? Let's try that. Okay, let's extend. Let's try this. Let's see what we get. So as I was saying just now, I'm not so sure about the copyright issue. So I'm sure that there'll be legal battles fought. Okay, because there's been signs that a lot of these systems, whether it's generative AI, whether it's text, whether it's art, the visual art, or whether it's music, is being trained on copyrighted material without the permission of the artist. Yeah, so we are not sure. And this video is by no means a discussion about that. Okay. For me as a creative, I'm just enjoying the process of coming up with something that sounds good and feels good. I think there's one part of me, the part that creates, the part that comes up with content. That part of me is disappointed, and there's a sense of slow frustration coming, because I can see how this same tool that gives me so much fun, gives me so much joy, is also the same tool that's going to kill all of us eventually in this industry. I say eventually. So for now, we have to really adapt fast. So like I said, this is not the video about that discussion. That will come along some other time. For now, I'm just, like I said, enjoying myself, going through the process, and hopefully you can learn something from this as well. Okay, so this is the next one. So if you notice, there's sort of like a tree where there are branches. So how Udio is showing this is that by deciding, so I had these two ideas, right? So digital heartbeat, virtual seal of love. Since I chose virtual seal of love, now there's an extension, version 1, version 2. And then they've even added this little icon here, okay? Just to show you that, we're down one path. Okay, so let's listen to this. So we know the first part, okay? The first part came from there are changes happening. It's taking away.
In this simulated, what is true between you and me? Behind the screens, can we trust this? What does this mean?
It's actually not bad. It's actually not bad. But I think because we didn't give it enough space, so the lyrics are crunched together, so it doesn't really make sense, but musically it sounds good. Let's try to listen to the second one again.
Is this love for real?
Oh, I really like it.
Beyond the code.
Okay, so this is the new part. Skipping the first part first.
In this simulated reality, what is true between you and me? Behind the screens, can we trust this? What does this mean?
Oh, this is nice. This is nice. So it managed to squeeze that part, okay? This verse 1, it managed to squeeze it into something that sounds good. Okay, so let's repeat this thing, make this a second verse. Wow, this is really sounding good. Okay, so let's go ahead and do a second verse. So extend after this, second verse. Okay, let's again use the ideas that Claude came with, and I'll try to still write along that. So the way I work with Udio is, given the idea, they came up with the tune that sounds plausible. I'm now trying to think in my head. So I'm trying to read these lyrics in that tune to see whether it makes sense to carry on again. How emotions bend. I think it still works, but it becomes too complicated. Let's try to ask Claude. Okay. I like this as the first verse, but I found the second verse too complicated. Can we simplify Identify. Okay, so see whether Claude understands what I'm asking. Okay. I think, okay. So there's something about AI, right? That sounds very similar. Ring true and clear. I've seen this many times. So I don't like that. Okay. The algorithms try to define every feeling, every mind. Okay, it's still not the algorithms. Okay, let's try to use let's try to replace with something. The rhythms of code define the beat of code. Tries to define every feeling that's in my mind. Every feeling in my mind. Maybe I don't have an ad. Every feeling in my mind. Is there something deeper here? What I feel. So what I feel. Let's try this. Help me complete this. Okay, so sometimes I'm doing a shortcut here. This is how I work with AI as well. I can't complete this, so I'm running short of ideas. So let's see. So it's always a back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. It's like my co-writer. Okay, so real and sincere behind the data. So it's repeating some parts. A human spark burns every. We can feel here. So I'm stuck here. So sincere is what it's suggesting. I still don't like sincere. This line doesn't really work for me. Replace sincere. Yeah, it's stuck as well. It's just as stuck as I am. So for music, the beauty of music is we can always repeat. Is there something real? Let's try. Let's try. Yeah, so the thing about music is that we can always repeat. Okay, so I'm going to just copy this and we see how Udio takes this. Extend. Yeah. So, like I said, there are two parts of this puzzle right now. On one hand, as imagine I'm like a child who has discovered the power of this new tool, this this crazy smart way to do something that allows me to do a lot more than what I could have done before. But on another hand, I understand that I'm taking a shortcut. I am not truly part of the process, And I keep trying to tell myself I'm part of the process, but I know it's not. So while I'm having fun, you know, I don't know. Maybe let's listen to this.
Is this love for real? In this simulated reality, does this mean? In this simulated reality, what is true between you and me behind the screens? Can we trust this? What does this mean? The beat of code tries to define every feeling in my mind. Is there something deeper here? Is there something real here? The lime's right.
Okay, that doesn't sound as good. So I wanted it to repeat the same kind of rhythm and the same tune, but then it took it a different direction. There's some potential there, but I didn't really like it. So let's try this again, another
Is
variation.
this? What does this mean? In this simulated reality, what is true between you and me behind the screens? Or can we trust this? What does this mean? The beat of code tries to define every feeling in my mind. Is there something deeper here? Is there something real here?
Okay, so I think it's struggling with the structure that we are forcing onto it. Okay, so I think what I'll do is I still like 2. So you see the good thing about this 2.2 and 2.1, right? So there's a branch. So V2 is what I wanted. And from V2, you have 1 and 2. So variations. So it's very easy to track and go back. So backtrack. So let's go back again. Okay, let's go to the extend. Okay, which if you remember comes from the verse 1. So after verse 1, maybe I just add an instrumental. Okay, let's just add an instrumental, and then let's just add let's just add an instrumental. And we add build up to chorus to verse 2 and see what happens. Yeah, so the thing about this is that like I said, as a creative and as a professional, so how about as a father? So as a father, I am worried as heck as well, because my kids are moving into this world where you have more and more of these tools that make it easy for people with very little experience to try something out. So the problem with this is that a lot of the deep work that we do comes from a lot of trials and tribulations. We try something, we fail, we try something, we fail, and we get better at it. So if my kids don't have the ability to do that, the failing part, if things come so easily, like what I just showed you, right? Will we actually have the kind of experience that's required for us to know what is good or not? So that's one worry I get as a father. Okay, let's listen to this again.
Is this love for real?
Okay, I like this. So again, we are coming to around this portion. So every generation is about 33 seconds. So that's why I fast forward to this
Can we trust this? What does this mean? In this simulated reality, what is true between you and me behind the screens? I am left with time to dream.
Nice. Oh, nice. That one is good. That one is good. Okay, so that was 2.1. Let's listen to 2.2.
In this simulated reality, what is true between you and me behind the screens? Can we trust this? What does this mean?
Okay, I felt that was a miss. I could see the potential, but it didn't get where I wanted. Okay, so this one, let me listen to this again.
To dream.
I like this a lot better. So 2.1 it is. Okay, so it sounded like it reached a new point. Let's extend with instrumental again. Okay, let's extend to it. Let's do this again. So instrumental. Okay. Then drop. Drop for verse 2. Let's try. So I haven't actually sent verse 2 yet. Okay, but I just told the system that I'm going to drop for verse 2. Let's see whether it understands. So there's a lot of trial and error, as you can see this. But are you having fun? I'm really enjoying this. Yeah, and the fact that I'm sharing also about my fears is one thing. So I don't know whether you can hear the background. In the background, my son is playing the violin. So one of my theses about the future of humanity is that there will be a stage where more and more there will be things that are displaced by AI, whether it's AI, whether it's AI-powered robotics. There'll be a lot of things that humans used to do very well. They will get replaced by robotics, by AI. But one area that will be slowest to get replaced is performing arts. So that's why I actually ask my kids to double down on whatever they are good at, whatever skills that they can. Because I feel that people will still be willing to pay to watch a human being perform. So that's me. But the bad thing about this is I suck at it. So I don't have any very, very good performing arts skill. So there you have it. Okay, so anyway, let's listen to this again. So again, let's fast forward to the point where I know it will generate. So it was around 136. Okay, so it was around here.
What is true and me? What is true and me?
Okay, not bad. It's just a loop. Okay, so this is 2.1.2.
Can we trust this? Can we trust this? What does this mean?
Wait a minute. Drop for verse 2. Okay, but 2.1.2, if I follow the track of 2.1.2, I don't have that part where is there something real here? It's not in this. So is it learning from, you see, it's not defined here. So where did he get that line of lyrics from? Wow, this is creepy. So it could be learning from me. Okay, but never mind. Let's listen to this again.
The beat of cold tries to define every feeling in my mind.
You know, this is not the version, right? Okay, let's listen to this again. Wow, strings. Nice. Okay, so the one I played was a wrong version, so I was scared for nothing. Okay, let's listen to the proper one again. 2.2.1 again. 2.1.1 again. Okay.
What is true and me? What is true and me?
Okay, we definitely heard this just now. It's basically just a loop. So nothing much is happening. That's fine. Okay, so let me listen to 2.1.2 again. I love the drop. And I love the strings. Oh, this sounds good. Sounds sick. Okay, let's extend. So the strings are in. Okay, so let's push it along. So strings. Okay. Then verse 2. Which was this. Okay, verse 2. Let's see whether it gets it. See whether it gets this. Okay, I realized that my recording is going much longer than I expected. But I don't care. I don't care. Let's just have fun. Okay, I don't care because in the end, if this video receives 0 views, screw it. I'm still happy with it. The whole idea is the whole process. I'm enjoying my conversation. I've always wanted to do live anyway, but I think it's more sad to do live and to have 0. I'd rather have a recorded video that has 0. Yes, that's just me. Yeah, but really enjoying myself. Yeah. So I've always loved the art of writing lyrics, of writing music, except that it took so long last time. So I used to I took part in this CCA when I was in NUS called the Electronic Music Labs, and I'm still in touch with the tutor there. He's a friend of mine. In fact, the husband and wife are musicians. Okay, let's listen to this again. Okay, so let's go to the amazing strings, which is somewhere around here.
The beat of cries to define
that was good. Except that somehow the voice has changed. So this was a female, right? Then it turned into a male's voice. Huh. Okay, never mind. Let's listen to the second one, okay?
The beat of code tries to define every feeling in my mind. Is there something deeper here? Is there something real here?
Wow, both are good. But I don't know why both decided to have a male voice. Huh. Interesting. So now I'm torn. Torn. Okay, I'm going with this. Screw this. If it's male, it's male. Okay. Anyway, there's this thing about the next step that I'm going to actually take this is to basically I'm generating enough parts that I can start to mix. I can do a proper mix, and I'll still be using a free tool. So I'll be using another tool out there to do a rudimentary mix. Remember, I'm doing a demo. Okay, I'm going to do a demo. The whole idea is that eventually I can just remove the vocals and record over them. So this is like basically live karaoke or karaoke, depending on whether you're Singaporean or Malaysian. So a live, fully customized karaoke experience where you sing your original music. Trust me, eventually we are getting there. And in fact, I'm having a lot of fun, yeah. But I really, really hope that in the process of doing this, I'm not killing someone's livelihood, which I'm sure I am. Indirectly, people will get affected down the line because I will be affected as well. So it is what it is. It's part of the new world now. Let's just have fun anyway. Okay, so this sounded like so much more soul to that second portion. So I'm excited to just carry on. So it sounds like it's building up to something again. Okay, so let's just do an instrumental again. Okay, instrumental strings. See whether it understands what I'm talking about. Then now we can go back to chorus again. Yay! Okay, so chorus. And then let's paste in our chorus again. Our chorus is this love for real? Is this love for real? Beyond the coast that make us feel. Behind the virtuous seal. I think this is a slightly different chorus. Where's the chorus? I think this is the one, right? Let's try this. I have a very, very strong feeling about this. This is so fun. It's so fun. Okay, so anyway, and all because Fortnite is down, so I'm having a lot of fun. Yep. And I don't know whether you know the time. The time is now 10:50 p.m. And I'm doing this fun activity. Yeah. You know, it's that kind of feeling where, and I've had that kind of feeling before, where it seems like the end of the world is coming, and I'm just chilling by the beach, having a nice drink, sipping away as I watch the tsunami come over. I see it coming, and I'm just enjoying my cocktail. I wonder what cocktail I'll be having when the end of the world comes. I really wonder. Okay, so 1.1.1, 2.1.2.1.1. Okay, so let's listen to this. So we were here somewhere to the end. This should be new.
Is there something real? Is this love for real? Is this love for real? When nothing's as it seems,
Okay, it seems like it has forgotten my chorus. Okay, so let's try this again. But it sounded good. Okay, let's try this again. Second one.
is there something real? Is this love for real? Beyond the codes that make us feel. Is this love for real? When nothing's as it seems.
Okay, most definitely, Udio has forgotten how the chorus sounded at the beginning. Okay, so I think it's a limitation of this thing. Okay, there's no going back now. Okay, so how it will work now is the music producer in me now has to figure out. So I've always intended to break this into parts, and then do a mix after that, so that I can give it the different portions and mix accordingly. So what we have now is we have a verse 1, we have a verse 2, we have the chorus. The chorus at the beginning, okay, which we can use.
That make us feel. Is this love for real? Behind the virtual seal.
Hey, how come it sounds different?
Is this love for real? Beyond the codes that make us feel. Is this love for real? Behind the virtual seal.
Okay, so I think I can, wait, but which version do I want to listen to? Okay, let me listen to this again.
What is true
I think I like.
beyond the codes that make us feel. Is this love for real?
I think I like this so much better because the kick, the bass is so much stronger for this. So I'm gonna save this. Okay, I'm just gonna save this. like this, but I most definitely will not use the actual vocals for this. For this branch, but I will go back. So I'll roll back. So Virtual Seal of Love. Let's go back to the first version, which was this one. Okay. Okay. So I like this one. Let's extend from this and see whether it can repeat. Okay. Repeat. Okay. And see whether it can generate according to the style that we started with. Okay. All I need is one more variation so that I can do a mix after that. So that's currently what I'm working on right now. So imagine this is like I have this singer with me, and I have the song parts. I'm just asking the singer to, okay, can you please sing a slightly different variation, okay? So that I can bring this with me, and I'll do this I'll do the post-production in the studio. So that's how I visualize this thing. So the thing is, this is very similar to my process when it comes to ChatGPT. There was a stage where I realized as a writer that I was actually working with actors as I'm doing the writing. So as I'm describing the scenes for a script that I was working on, the kinds of comments I was sending to ChatGPT back then were like acting cues. So I was telling character A and character B to tone it down, to build up the tension and things like that. I was using typical conversational directing kind of cues to get the actors to work with me on the scene. Yeah, so this is a very similar process when it comes to music as well. Let's try. Not bad. Okay, let's listen to version 2. Udio decided to end the song for me. Okay, that works. Okay, so I have a variation of the chorus here. V1 gave me a variation. V2 gave me an ending. Wow. Okay, I think I can work with both. Okay, so let's save this. I will download this. Okay, version 1, because it seemed like it was going somewhere again. Okay, let's play version 1 again. Yeah, I really want to see what Udio intended. Let's try again. So, since he started with "Is this love for real?" Okay, I will just copy this again. And now I will add this part where the chorus is slightly different. Okay, so I'm assuming that because the first line "Is this love for real?" has already been sung. I will see whether this. I remove that first line again, one more time. So I'll try it out. But this is amazing. So, like I said, as a music producer, I'm listening to all the parts. I'm thinking in terms of loops. I'm thinking in terms of parts. I'm asking myself, do I have enough that I'll be able to bring it into my sequencer and play around with them, and whether I have a track. So ultimately, I just want a track that I can listen to and I can shake my head to. Yeah, that's basically it. And then remember, we started this 1 hour ago. Remember when it was just a fresh idea? When it was something that just came up with an idea of questioning whether love is for real in this age of AI. And this is what we have. This is truly amazing.
Is this love for real? Beyond the codes that make us feel. Is this love for real? Behind the virtual scenes. Is this love for real? Beyond the codes that make us feel. Is this love for real? Behind the virtual scenes. Is this love for real? Beyond the
Okay, not bad. It just repeats. Okay, let's try 1.2.
Is this love for real? Beyond the codes that make us feel. Is this love for real? Is this love for real? Behind the virtual seal. Is this love for real? Beyond the codes that make us feel. Is this love for real? Is this love for real? Behind the virtual seal.
Okay, interesting. They didn't take my suggestion. So both versions didn't take my suggestion for the lyrics. Okay, somehow it doesn't open anymore. I'm not able to see it anymore. Let me. We are facing a hanged screen now. Okay, I think we are done. Okay, let's restarting this. Okay, I think maybe the states, people from the states are waking up, and they are using this service now, and we have been frozen. Darn. Okay, so anyway, I think that's enough for one episode anyway. This is the longest episode ever, just because I'm having a lot of fun. This is 1 hour plus. And so let's summarize. We came up with an idea with Claude. Okay, Claude 3. Okay, timeout. And it's very helpful telling me why timeout. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to restart. I'm going to try. So with Claude 3, one of the best large language models, LLMs, I feel. Of course, it's on par with GPT-4. I still use GPT-4 for other stuff. So Claude 3. Together with Claude 3, we worked on a simple song about questioning whether love is for real in this new age of AI. And this is really one of my fears. Okay, that's what we started with. So 1 hour ago, we came out with that. We came out with a version of lyrics. You saw me go back and forth. I worked with Claude 3 a few times. And I put this into Udio. And then generated something with text that I've used before. So honestly, I've used this before, but it seemed to work. And then you saw me how I generated a few versions from there. And then how I worked on different branches. and all with the idea of working with the different loops in my head, okay, thinking of the different parts of the song that I will use, and I'm already mixing it. Of course, I'm not an experienced producer by any means. I'm a amateur, but I enjoy listening to music and enjoy playing with music. Okay, so I did that, and I think I have enough parts, especially if I can get Udio now to start working again, where I can get the last track that you heard just now, right? There are different variations of the chorus as I wanted in the female voice that I wanted. I think I have that now, and I had the weird and interesting male voice for the end, which I'll take that as a track. We probably need an intro, and we probably need a conclusion. I don't know how that will work yet, but we'll work it out. But the idea of the track is there already. So it's truly amazing that in such a short time we can come up with something that sounds passable, sounds interesting, sounds fun enough. I can shake my head too. And like I said, while watching the entire world die in front of us, okay, me being melodramatic, I'm sipping my cocktail and having you join me here, having a lot of fun coming up with the soundtrack to our doom. But that's it for now. That's all we have for this 1 hour plus of coming up with this soundtrack to doom. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching this episode. Thanks for indulging. Please subscribe. I noticed that even though I have a few views for the longer form videos, for the gaming videos, I have had a lot more shorter. I have a lot more views for shorts, but somehow those do not translate to follows. So I'm not sure how YouTube works for that. And again, part of the bigger picture is this entire thing, what you're watching now, is just part of a experiment for me to understand the platform better. As a content creator for so long, I just want to know YouTube better. Coming out with low quality content like this is really no frills, easy for me to generate, while having a lot of fun understanding the platform, understanding the algorithm. But so any like, any follow, any subscribe, any comments at all. So far there's been none, but any comments at all? What would you like to see? What do you not like to see? I may listen, I may not, but I would definitely appreciate every single thing you do. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good night now. Peace.